Oh, can't make it under.
There really are plenty of ways to have your boating day come to a halt. Kind of like we saw in the last clip, it can happen on land. As we see in this clip, it can definitely happen on the water. Today we're going to talk about some of those things, but we're going to focus primarily on the most popular and common one, and that's going to be the sandbar. Welcome back, guys, to this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. Now, there's definitely one thing that should not bring your boating day to a halt, and that's going to be a weak cup game. As many of you know, 2023 is the year of giving here on the Broncos Guru channel, and we're going to continue that tradition today by giving away a Drain Plug Mafia tumbler. Really simple. All you have to do, hit the like button now, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment below with BG somewhere in the comment, and we're going to pick a random comment. Somebody's going to win a tumbler just like Jake Endrick did last week. Well, let's go ahead and get this episode started.
There's number 2 for the day on the island blocker, Mr. Guru. This thing goes all the way the front of this island, all the way across here. You can see where the waves are breaking. And people are running into it all day long. But back to the push-off.
As many of you know, if you've ever watched our Miami Boat Ramps channel, we've got our own version of this called the Dock Blocker over at Boynton Beach, and be on the lookout for some more content coming from that here soon. Now, as we discussed, sandbars are one of the most popular and easiest ways to come to a screeching halt out on the water. Unlike driving a car, when you're going down the interstate, if there's a pothole in front of you, typically you're going to see that pothole. As to where the sandbar when we're boating might be below the waterline, and you just won't see it until after you've already run up on it. But one of my favorite parts about the sandbar clips we get isn't the actual run up, it's the aftermath that happens afterward. Watching everybody try and get off the sandbar, it's always a show, trying to see how people will push their vessels off and then realize all of a sudden once they're in chest deep water, it's not as easy as they think to try and get back onto the boat.
And a push off. Number 3 for the day. Oh, he fell. He fell off the edge of the little bar. So they gotta come back and get him. Sand in his butt. Poor guy. Poor gal.
Now, this is just one location over on the Ohio River, just where one of our viewers happened to set up for just a little while and just record the action that happened around the sandbar. But as we can see here, getting back on the boat sometimes can be the most hilarious, most difficult part of the whole venture. Now, as you heard him mention just a few moments ago, this is the third person he's caught in just a little bit of time he's been down there at the sandbar. I was going to show the first clip, but unfortunately there's some 50 Cent music playing in the background and it was just going to get flagged by YouTube, so I couldn't show the first one in this as well. But Ohio seems to be a popular spot for this, as our next one's going to Ohio as well.
Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. Sandusky, Ohio. Lake Erie. We got a stranded well craft at the Sandusky Sandbar. It happens.
Yes, it most certainly does happen, and here you can see our guys trying to get pulled off the sandbar by a jet ski without much avail. Fortunately, the crew that sent the video in, they're out here also. They wind up going over and help this guy get off the sandbar, but they also find out one of the reasons he wound up on the bar.
Well, we got him off.
Dude, that guy is based. Yeah, the good thing is, well, the funny thing is, I saw him carrying it up over here by all them boats on the north side. And he was acting like a fool over there where it's real shallow, and then he got stuck.
Well, we got him going.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here, just like Brian Threlkeld, Eric Maiden, and Jamie Hoffey did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.